Hey there Star Wars collectors, welcome to another Bosk's Bounty video, and we are in Florida near Tampa, and we have come to the big Redhead vintage toys. It's toys and comic shop, and we are going to be looking for some vintage Star Wars, see what they've got. Really excited to be here. Bit of a long journey really, all the way from the UK just to come here, but of course we're on a family holiday really, but I thought I'd come to this shop because I've seen some other people go here and I've seen some decent stuff in here, so hopefully we can pick up some pretty cool stuff, and we'll go in and see what they got. Okay, so we're going to have to do a voiceover here because there was a radio playing in the shop and I don't want to get a copyright strike. So as you can see, we've got some cool vintage Star Wars in the shop here. We've got some Empire Strikes Back cars, Luke Skywalker, we've got the Emperor's Royal Guard there, a nice Lando Calrissian, we've got some 12-inch figures at the top here, back. There's Tebow, got a droid factory there, some other bits and bobs, a couple of Ewok villages. So you can see he's got some pretty cool stuff in the shop. It was really good to be there actually and actually see all of this sort of stuff actually in a shop. Around the other side of the Star Wars cabinet, you can see you've got a troop transport there and some graded figures. You've got the alternate Darth Vader card there, some first 12 R2-D2s, incredible figures. Got a TIE Fighter there, Power of the Force, Lumat, Cloud Car Pilot, and Zucus. Now that Cloud Car Pilot there, I was very close to buying that. It's in perfect nick, but the bottom corner was just slightly ripped, so it put me off. You've got Reese there, Twin Pod Cloud Car, lovely looking box, and a very clear bubble Gamorrean Guard. So some very nice stuff indeed. Prune face there, which you'll see at the end of the video, because that's actually the one that I ended up purchasing from the shop. So I did actually manage to get something, which was pretty cool. Over here, this is the only vintage collection that they had. So obviously you got some Dungeons and Dragons first, but you'll see here they do have the foil variant of the Commander Cody, and just behind it there you've got a Stormtrooper as well. Moving on, we've got some nice vinyl cases there, vintage vinyl cases. We've got the Empire Strikes Back one there and the Star Wars one. Some other bits and bobs. We've got a nice Darth Vader's TIE Fighter there, boxed, vintage. Very nice indeed. The boxed Ewok Village and the Kenner Death Star, which is a nice play set. Got a nice Rancor vertical box and a nice AT-AT. A couple of Y-Wings. Some other bits and bobs, vintage Star Wars, jigsaws, I think those are. Come across here, we've got the C-3PO carry case. Obviously a vintage Millennium Falcon there. I think that's an MTT from Rogue One. We've got a first 12 stand there, it's pretty nice. Into this cabinet here again, we've got some other vintage Star Wars. We've got a Power of the Force AT-AT there. So much cool stuff. Original Star Wars comic. Another first 12 stand and all of the loose figures. Got a Bosk there, very nice indeed. Jabba's Hutt dungeon set, and there we have a graded Luke Skywalker Stormtrooper and a pop-up R2-D2, which is very rare indeed, or rare in nice condition anyway. We've got a Y-Wing and a TIE Interceptor there. So loads of stuff in the cabinets. Got the white TIE Fighter, and there you can see a carded Power of the Force R2-D2. Very nice indeed. Loads of figures there, loads of loose figures. Carrying on in the cabinets, we've got some die-cast TIE Fighters there, TIE Interceptor. And there's just like so much stuff in here, as you can see. Loads of Transformers. He had pretty much everything that you could ever want as far as vintage toys goes. There's an Optimus Prime there, as you can see. Apologies for going so fast now. We've got some carded DC Universe figures. Some vintage Robotech. So these actually were re-released on the Reaction line, I do believe, recently. So, but those there are vintage ones. A bit of Walking Dead, some modern stuff, Stranger Things. Got some nice Transformers stuff, if you're into that. There's Jazz there. I don't know if that's the reissue or not, if that's the original. If it's the original, it's worth a lot of money. Some Insecticons. And yeah, some carded Transformers, which are always nice. Those ones are most certainly the reissues, pretty sure of that. That's definitely not. That's Jetfire, I think. Awesome. Pretty sure those are reissues. Coming down there, we've got the model kit of the TIE Interceptor. Now, these are most definitely vintage Transformers. You've got Megatron there. Megatron? Is it Megatron? You've got the Mini Autobot Sea Spray. So as you can see, some just awesome stuff. Alright then guys, so I hope you enjoyed that footage there of the big Redhead vintage toys shop, the Toys and Comics shop out in Tampa, Florida. I had a really good time in Florida in general on my holiday, but that was one of the highlights of my 2 weeks out there, that I managed to drive down to Tampa and visit that shop, because as you saw, he's got some pretty awesome things in there, and this is what I managed to pick up on my trip. So I managed to get myself a carded Prune Face vintage. I believe this is 1983, I'd imagine. Oh no, 1984. 77 back. It's unpunched and the bubble is as clear as day, which is something that I always like. We've got the free Anakin Skywalker action figure sticker there. Always like that card back. He's a bit of a weird character. When I was a kid, I always thought he was one of Jabba's goons, but he is obviously one of the rebels, because he is in that sort of briefing room and what have you in the film. So anyway, so that's what I managed to get. I hope you agree that I did pretty well on that. I got a good price for it. It was worth the drive down there indeed. And of course, with all of my vintage Star Wars, I do like to put them into a protective case. So we'll get this case here and just slide him in there like that. Get the bottom. So there we go. All nicely in a acrylic protective case, like all my others. Absolutely brilliant. So thank you very much for watching, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to drop a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.